Hey, it's Colleen.
Hi, it's Kate.
And it's Megan.
And we're the
Three Scheme Queens.
Join us each week as we take turns presenting a brand new conspiracy theory or mystery.
From shadowy cover-ups and unexplained events to viral rabbit holes, we bring the tea,
It's piping.
the facts, and the tinfoil crowns.
Join the conversation, laugh along with us, and question everything.
When it's all over, we'll tell you what we think, and we'll try to prove it to you.
So grab your drink, hit the follow, and tune in every Tuesday.
Is this thing on?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Welcome.
Second to last episode into season 3 of the season.
Yeah, then we're going to take a little break and enjoy our favorite season.
Yeah. Summer break.
Yeah. You got a lot of travels coming up.
I do have a lot of travels coming up. Try not to get sunburnt. I got my new swim shirt that I got to try out the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get burnt with it. Pale people represent.
Yeah. Well, so is it time for our
Drink check.
You got a gin drink for us, Megan.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is that I enjoyed it before anyone told me there was gin in it. It's more of like a canned seltzer. It is the long drink.
It kind of slaps.
Yeah. Which flavor are you drinking over there?
I've got the cranberry one.
Yes, and I have raspberry. It's really good. Rachel introduced me to these, Rachel's mother. But Rachel's the one who said, it's a gin drink. And I couldn't believe it.
Megan's normally anti-gin.
Yeah. So I went ahead and I Googled the long drink to confirm it. It really was gin. Like, I didn't believe her.
Yeah.
And then I discovered it's Miles Teller's drink.
One of our favorite man crushes.
So anyway.
It slaps. It's subtle.
Yeah.
She's refreshing.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a little seltzered out in general. And this is like a nice new experience.
Mm-hmm. I love gin, so I always like a gin drink. I love a fruity gin drink.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead? You're going to have to really talk now because we had no introduction. Why don't you go ahead and what are we talking about today, Colleen?
Yeah, this is another Colleen episode, third of its kind this season. This one had a tremendous amount of AI photos, which made me laugh, and another deep sea mystery.
Okay.
So we're going down under. Okay. For years, the human race has tried to answer the infamous question, what is at the bottom of the ocean? The great deep blue sea, a part of our planet we have barely explored, continues to be just out of our grasp. Something once unattainable is slowly becoming anything but. What started as an exploration of the ocean floor in search for shipwrecks and possible treasure for the deep sea exploration team Ocean X led to the discovery of today's topic, the Baltic Sea Anomaly. Is this hidden object on the ocean floor an alien spaceship?
Yes.
Could it be a portal to another world?
Kate probably thinks so.
A deep sea Stonehenge rock formation for casual time traveling and mermaid Scottish romances?
Mermaid Girl probably thinks so.
Or can science answer all our questions? Boo.
Yeah, I feel like probably science is going to answer all our questions, but we all know that I am a firm believer in the USOs.
Yeah, that USO plays a lot in this.
So I need more information, but immediately I'm thinking you're going to tell me that there's a USO like colony in under the ocean, and I'm going to, you're going
to believe it. Yeah. Immediately I was like, definitely an extraordinary formation, and not. And my immediate thought is, this is aliens. Like, easy clap, not a doubt in my mind. Aliens.
Did you believe aliens built the pyramids?
Yes, because I had a hard time understanding the physics behind the pyramids.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. And it was like, it took hundreds of years, and you were like, couldn't have happened. I don't believe that. It wasn't.
Well, and it was the way Kate was describing the pulley system.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could use the pulley system in that way. I do understand it a little bit. I still don't understand how they were able to complete it in that amount of time which makes me think they had some form of assistance.
Okay, so I think in general, and what do you think about like Stonehenge?
Also aliens.
Yeah, so I think you right off the bat are just like anything that seems people
Sus.
could not have done without technology.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these first few pictures that I'm going to review with you, and for the listeners, this will be shared. These are the AI ones. Okay.
Okay. They're getting progressively more and more like out of a movie,
Okay,
like
now-
more and more like a Independence Day UFO.
Now, if you saw this ship, any famous space movies come to mind?
Yeah, that Independence Day.
Okay. Any others? Everybody says Star Wars. This looked
Oh.
like the Millennium Falcon.
I don't know if Kate were here, you know.
No, so these are the real pictures. So all the images we have of it is like sonogram imaging. So that's the most famous one.
I will
It's
say that in
runway,
that
if you
picture,
will.
I can see the Star Wars ship shape.
Yeah.
That one you showed me before that was AI looked like a round.
And I'll have more descriptors for the listeners, but I'm just getting Megan caught up a little bit. This one is from their second exploration. This is a possible second object, and we're going to get into that.
Okay.
Immediately after looking at the AI pictures and the real sonogram pictures, what are we thinking?
I mean, I think I said it.
Yeah, we're still locked in.
I mean, the AI photos are not convincing me of anything, but the sonogram pictures, okay.
I mean,
see
if
it.
I saw like some of these AI pictures, like maybe just the second one that I showed you, I'd be like, maybe. But I tend to fall for AI, which is why I hate it. Okay, so let's get into the gist of it. So what started all of this? Well, it was the 2011 Swedish Ocean X deep sea exploration. They were on an expedition to find shipwrecks within the Baltic Sea. A lot of their focus was on finding old Viking ships, things like that. But they unexpectedly discovered this anomaly on the ocean floor. So what they found was a 200-foot circular disc-shaped rock formation resting on the seafloor of the northern Baltic Sea. All right, so we're in the Nordic area. Okay, so she's chilly.
Yeah,
That's where the Baltic Sea is.
sounds cold.
There have been multiple discoveries in the Baltic Sea for shipwrecks, so it's like kind of like a hot spot for boats. So what is Ocean X? Ocean X is a world-leading deep-sea exploration company dedicated to uncovering lost treasures, historical shipwrecks, and underwater anomalies. So exactly what we have today, folks. They are doing what they are marketing themselves for. Originally, the trip was set for a shipwreck treasure hunt off the Gulf of Bothnia. Oh, is there a real, Megan? If it's off of Finland.
It's the northernmost arm of the Baltic Sea between Finland and Sweden.
Between Finland and Sweden. Okay, well, it's a Swedish company. There you go. The people on the Ocean X boat described it as Millennium Falcon in resemblance, featuring right angles, flat surfaces, and a long trail resembling a runway from a possible crash landing.
Oh.
Is this a spaceship that came flying into the ocean and skidded into a crash?
Maybe. Okay.
Possible UFO that didn't hit its mark?
Uh-huh.
Upon approach, the team claimed everything electric on their ship stopped working, including their satellite phones, their cameras. Everything mysteriously malfunctioned, only returning to normal after moving away from the object. So giant, obscure rock formation that has the ability to affect electrical equipment sounds alien to me.
Are you going to tell me that this is like a tectonic plate or something, though?
No.
Kate is really
Kate
into
loves
tectonic plates
tectonic
because she learned about them in Gifted and Talented in elementary school.
Right.
But I'm afraid you're going to tell me it's just like rocks and part of the ocean. And so I Googled, and it says that Finland actually sits entirely in the middle of the Eurasian tectonic plate. So
I'm not going to tell you that.
thank you. Okay.
Spoiler. Spoiler to the listeners. I'm not going to tell you that. So let me introduce a couple of the characters, a couple of the Ocean X team members.
We've
Okay.
characters. Okay.
We've got a couple divers. So we have Stefan Hogerborn and Peter Lindberg.
Okay.
And then we also have the CEO, founder, and one of the team leads, Dennis Asperg.
Okay.
Okay. I'm only mentioning their names because I have quotes from them, and I found these quotes rather interesting. Okay. So we talked about how as they got close to this anomaly, everything electric stopped working. So Stefan said, quote, anything electric out there, and the satellite phone as well, stopped working when we were above the object. And then when we got away about 200 meters, it turned on again. And when we got back over the object, it didn't work again. So firsthand experience of the effect this rock formation had. then the CEO founder, who was quoted after this discovery when they made the announcement to the public, released their sonogram images, all of this, he said, "I am 100% convinced and confident that we have found something that is very, very, very unique. Is it a meteorite? Is it an asteroid? Or a volcano? Or a base from, say, U-boat from the Cold War, which was manufactured and placed there? Or if it is a UFO, well, honestly, it has to be something."
U-boat, I kind of like also.
Yeah.
We thought that Hitler might have gotten to Argentina
On a U-boat, that makes sense. Yeah. So, I
I
mean,
mean, it looks like a weird, I guess I don't know. It looks kind of flat for like an asteroid or comet, but
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 that's
I'm not an expert on asteroids and comets.
a lot of like the geologists that were interviewed and helped study it talked about like the hardest part for understanding the etiology of it was the shape of it, because you don't see things shaped like that on the ocean floor. And so that led to the mystery.
But do they see things like that in space?
Um,
Okay.
I mean, we don't know.
I mean, were there space people who were like, that could be an asteroid?
Well, the reason they couldn't fully declare it not an asteroid, but the deep sea geologists were essentially like, for it to be shaped the way it's shaped and to have been in the ocean that long, it wouldn't have kept that shape.
Okay.
So, which made them think
Got
this is odd. Okay. So they ended up going back for a follow-up visit to obtain better imaging and to possibly send divers down to get more
information. Did you say how deep this was? The Baltic Sea Anomaly rests at a depth of 300 feet in the dark waters of the Baltic Sea.
I don't know how to like conceptualize that in a
It's a football field.
Oh, that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
But diveable.
Well, I don't know. Like, how deep is diveable?
People go pretty deep.
Maximum safe depth of recreational scuba diving is 130 feet.
So I could tell you right now they did go down and they dived it.
But did they dive it in like a submersible?
No, they took Well, they had robots with cameras and they took samples from that.
Okay.
So Peter, on the second expedition, he said, "I confirmed that we found 2 anomalies." So they found a second one. Okay. "We did find another anomaly approximately 200 meters from the circular find at the same sonar run. We decided not to expose that anomaly so much because there's a lot of disturbance on the sonar image when we pass it, so it's very blurry. We can see it's something, but to an untrained eye, it might just look like pea soup." So they found, quote, something, right? But like, this is where I'm starting to get like, come on, guys. Is this for real? Like, are you just trying to like make up stories for the plot and for your marketing?
Yeah, I don't understand why they would say we decided not to disturb it, you said?
Yeah. The second anomaly.
Like they were like, we're just not going to look in. There's something there, guys, but we're just not going to look into it.
And I don't think they released the exact location of it either so that nobody else could go there.
Sounds like they're trying to make their plot more interesting without any proof to back it up.
It's suspicious. And then when they went the second time, Peter noted, "We turned off all our instruments and everyone on board turned off their cell phones. We found a signal about 40 megahertz strong coming from nearby. But the nearest land, a lighthouse, for example, where you might find such a signal, is 20 nautical miles away. And our equipment can only measure 2, maybe 3 kilometers away, which is about 1.5 miles. But we can't say for certain whether it's trying to receive a broadcast or boost a signal or sending a signal." So when they went back, they were able to figure out that the anomaly was actually creating some type of energy that could be picked up by their devices. So it sounded like something was coming off of it.
Okay.
I can't give you further details on the equipment used. All I know is mostly sonar related and recordings of the ocean floor, I guess. But when they sent the cameras down to observe the anomaly close up with a camera and not with just sonar imaging, they described it as looking burnt in appearance.
Oh.
And they also found rings of rocks that have appeared to have been arranged in circles around them.
It's like a crop circle or something.
Yeah.
That's weird.
They all thought it could be fairy circles. Isn't that crazy?
Well, we did talk about the little people in Scotland.
Yeah. So I'm like,
my first thought would be, this makes me feel more like a USO.
Yeah, USO, something like that. couple theories. The big ones were some form of alien USO device. Was this a hoax? Was this a tabloid scam? And then I've got the scientific answers, which are like probably the more likely. So we're going to get into that. Was this something man-made? Was another theory. Could this have been some type of ancient art? Something like in Atlantis?
I was going to say Atlantis, but like
Yeah,
Atlantis is
but something real
Atlantis, yeah.
that just like drowned in the water. Could this be that?
Okay.
They brought on an underwater archaeologist named Andreas Olsen, who thought the object did appear cut or molded as if man-made. The reason why people aren't completely saying no to this is because recently in 2024, the Ocean X team did find one of the oldest man-made mega structure found in the Baltic Sea. So same ocean or same sea, confirmed man-made off the Bay of Mecklenburg. They found a kilometer-long wall of 1,500 stones submerged at the depth of about 21 meters, aged roughly about 11,000 years old.
So they thought it was like a city there?
Yes.
That then was overtaken with water?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did confirm find something man-made in the same area. So is this just correlated to that?
Well, how close is the anomaly to land?
Great question. Pretty close. I mean, the Baltic Sea is not very big.
What? No, but it's okay. It says it's 23 miles from the nearest coast. So I feel like,
But there's lots of islands and things. So there could have been some type of island.
okay, maybe.
Our Earth has gone through a lot of melting. So was it something built on top of like an iceberg or a glacier, possibly?
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
I think it would have to be, because it can't just be like rising water levels if it's that's a pretty massive rising water level, right?
Yeah.
But yes, I
Something
guess if
crazy.
it got moved there because it was floating on something, that
And
would
then
make
melted.
sense.
Yeah. We don't have any other like evidence pointing towards man-made other than just personal belief of scientists. And it didn't match the pattern of the wall. They weren't right next to each other. They were just within miles of each other in that sea. So it's hard to really correlate them, but it's not an option.
Okay.
Okay. Was this a hoax? Was this just a tabloid scam for Ocean X to get attention? The reason why I don't believe this, and the reason why many of the other articles that I read don't believe this, is just honestly based on how reputable of a company it was or is. It's a state-of-the-art company with state-of-the-art equipment, with very seasoned professionals running expeditions for 2 decades. They have found and discovered multiple confirmed vintage shipwrecks. So they're actually doing what they're saying they're doing. So I don't think they need to make up a story.
They sound a little bit more legit than the Titan,
The Titan, yeah.
which was Ocean Gate.
Ocean
Yeah,
Gate,
they sound a little bit more legit than Ocean Gate. The submersible people.
They sound a lot more put together.
Yeah.
And they have more of a plan when it comes to what they're looking for and things like that. So I don't think this was a scam. I don't think they had to make up this because they already had found things like shipwrecks and things like that. So that's my thing.
Okay.
So now we're going to get into the more likely scientific reasonings. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Really what we're looking at is some type of glacial deposit. So stone deposit from a giant iceberg that had melted and carried dirt with it, essentially.
That's what you were hitting at earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on their second trip down, they did retrieve some samples of the mineral that the object was made of. And these samples were officially analyzed and found to be granite, sandstone, and another stone called gneiss. That's literally how you pronounce it. And all of these are types of basaltic rock, or AKA a type of volcanic rock.
I know all about the basaltic rocks. I learned all about them from Lindsay.
Oh, when you went to Iceland?
Saw them in Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like layers, like sediment, like classic sediment rock, I guess is that what. But the question is like, how did this volcanic rock get there? Because this area of the northern Baltic Sea has no volcanic activity. It's not known for being an area of volcanic activity in their water. Okay. So why and how did volcanic rock get there? So the theory is that it was transported by moving glaciers thousands of years ago and deposited on the wound bed.
The wound bed?
Or excuse me, the seabed. One of the geologists said, because the whole northern Baltic region is so heavily influenced by glacial thawing processes, both the feature and the rock samples are likely to have formed in connection with glacial and post-glacial processes. Possibly, these rocks were transported there by glaciers as old as Ice Age times. So massive glaciers during the Ice Age covered northern Europe, and these ice sheets advanced and retreated, carrying large deposits of rock and debris with them. So is this just like fancy dirt brought here by a piece of ice?
It's also interesting because I would think like, when we see rocks above land that have had access that like used to be covered by water,
Yeah.
right? That have kind of receded. They're like really smooth, right?
Yes.
Because the salt water has like rubbed them.
Exactly.
So it's interesting that something that like rock could be on the ocean floor for thousands of years.
Yeah. At least possibly back since the ice ages.
But that it remained so like straight edged and
perfectly shaped, one solid piece that large.
yeah. But not like smooth edges, not like rounded edges.
They're rough edges. They're like sharp. And this thing is 200 feet in diameter. So this is like a decent size freaking object. And that was a huge question to this theory. How could it possibly be brought here just by a glacier and then left there for thousands of years while still maintaining its straight edges? One of the explanations one of the geologists gave for that was there some type of deep sea earthquake that could have caused fractures at right angles, and then just the current of the ocean continued to keep it sharp?
We call those sea quakes.
Sea quakes, yeah. So, but my thing is, sure, a sea quake could have happened, could have fractured the stone, but even after thousands of, it's not going to stay that sharp.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So,
But so I thought, yeah, I mean, you said it's limestone and granite,
yeah.
but it would have been interesting if they were like, this is some sort of, or is that just what they're saying because they don't want us to know what they really
Exactly.
found?
Or can we even trust it?
Yeah.
And so, like,
maybe they went down there like, this is a substance not found on Earth. And then they're like, we can't tell the people that.
That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping it was going to be like some unknown, like chemical or something.
Okay. So official story is big rock on an iceberg.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And then maybe a sea quake made it
Sharp.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
So that's the official story. But our belief is that they know it's something from space and they're just covering it up from us.
I want it to be an alien spaceship.
Okay.
But the other thing that fed into all this is that the actual image taken, the sonar images, was called into questioning. Was their equipment even calibrated correctly? Was everything just misinterpreted, leading to question the actual anomaly itself?
Well, that's embarrassing. But you said they're a pretty legitimate crew.
That's what I thought. But there are other researchers. One of them, his last name is Singh. He is a researcher for one of the oceanographic institutes, and he claimed that Ocean X sonar equipment was not properly calibrated, and he proved this by talking through the actual images they released. So he talked about how there's horizontal lines going through the image, which showed that their signals were dropping out as if the tool wasn't picking up what it should have been. And that then questioned the data collection, the description, and the sizing of the object.
But they went back multiple times, right?
Yeah. And then he also talked about how the edges of the image are gray, meaning the sonar couldn't pick up what was there, so it was completely blank, which proves that the sonar wasn't calibrated correctly enough to even trust the image. And I guess what Ocean X was using was something called side scan sonar, which is normally, I literally wrote, which is Gucci for shipwrecks, which is known to be used when looking for shipwrecks. So you can get an image of the boat on each side, but it's not necessarily designed for scanning the sea floor. Mm-hmm. So if this is an object resting at the bottom of the floor with not a lot of height to it, I guess, it's not going to be something to base what we need it to be using, what we need it for in this circumstance.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I mean, I feel like they could have faulty equipment, but they'd have to really mess up to go back multiple times and
just have it back.
Have faulty equipment every time.
Yeah.
Uncalibrated. And did anyone else like look? You said that they thought maybe they were misinterpreting the images. Did anyone try to reinterpret them?
No, that was the only person that I found out, and so we can just look back at it. But I mean, even if it's not perfect imaging, it is so circular. Like, it is such an odd shape.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's probably confusing because you're going back and forth, but it really is now not the AI pictures, but the actual
sonogram image
really are the shape of the Star Wars.
It really does.
It's like a round circle, but has like a square cut out of one side of it.
It just looks so peculiar for it to be naturally occurring,
and it looks very symmetrical horizontally.
Yes, yeah, just odd.
But what would Kate say if Kate were here?
She would definitely jump on the portal to another world. Or she'd give us a long spiel about the tectonic plates.
I mean, it's a port. What, someone thinks you just go into the rock?
Yeah. Well, I liked the idea of it being Stonehenge, but like for the ocean.
Okay.
And like Outlander.
Like you put your hand on it
and then you're transported.
Okay. Well, who's putting their hand? Mermaids?
Yeah.
The little people in Scotland?
Yeah. The blue whales. Maybe that's why we can't find all these ocean creatures.
Well, I don't think that's what's going on with the blue whales.
Okay, well, we'll find out about the blue whales, but I don't know. It's just
you
weird.
Think that could be how people, the eels, the octopus, how they're going from space to the ocean is touching this portal?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Oh, this is another image of it that we'll share with the readers of it feeding into it being an alien ship, because it looked like it had like a set of stairs going up the ship. And then there's like linear striations on the anomaly that they're claiming are corridors for the aliens to walk through. I'm just like, it's crazy. Well, and the other theory was that is this some type of base for the U-boats used in the Cold War, which a lot of them were based out of Finland in the Baltic Sea. So is this something man-made that fell off of it or was a part of it when it was like resting on the floor of the ocean? Is another theory.
Okay. U-boats ranged from 130 to 300 feet. Okay. But I mean, this thing is 300 feet. So it's not, I don't know if I buy the U-boat theory that it fell off the U-boat.
Or like was like some type of base for it to rest on in the ocean, like on the ocean floor.
They rest on the ocean floor? Okay. Well, it says that U-boats didn't dock on the ocean floor.
Okay.
But they would deliberately rest on the seabed, and they would like turn off the ocean. They would hide from the enemy. And so there were U-boats that got permanently stuck there.
So is this like a base of it?
I don't know. It's not a base. I guess I'm not really sure what.
And the U-boats were like, didn't have anything circular on them for this to have even been a part of.
Yeah, this doesn't look like anything that would have come off the U-boat, though.
All the AI photos of this are so crazy.
I thought you meant like a docking station.
That's kind of what they were hinting at.
Okay, but it doesn't. It says that there were no docking stations.
So they just rested right on the dirt.
Yeah, and then hopefully they didn't get stuck.
It's weird.
They now rest as steel reefs. Okay, interesting. Well, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Guys, just a reminder, don't forget to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages at 3 Scheme Queens. That's the number 3, Scheme Queens, all one word. We're also on Reddit, same username. If you want to check out our website, go to 3schemequeens.com and you can find links to our social media accounts, our Buzzsprout page, all of our episodes, additional content, and our contact page where you can engage with us and share any updates on the topics that we have discussed. Let us know how we're doing and what you want to hear next. There are also opportunities to financially support us with links to buy us a cup of coffee and links to our merch store. As always, if you choose not to financially support us, we appreciate the follows, the downloads, the listens, the likes.
What should the people do?
The people should stop right now and send this episode to 4 people, okay? I want 2 of them to be big alien people, okay? We're talking Area 51. We're talking full on tinfoil hat.
Okay.
And then I want you to send this to 2 people who are terrified of the ocean so they can just be more scared.
Okay. We'll forward this on to Kate.
Yeah.
Okay. And then should they scroll on down and leave us a 5-star review?
Yep. I want you to leave us a review. I want you to click on some things, interact with us, check out our website, leave a comment on Spotify. We do love them. We love reading our comments. We review them as a group. And yeah.
Okay. And then next week, we're going to talk about the blue whales.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll be back with Kate for our season finale. And
Season.
we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.